What's up? So we're going to talk about Mad Men uh, in this speech here about subconscious thoughts. So you're rich. You're from a great genealogy. All the people in your family are smart. We're talking about 110 IQs and up. They all went to Harvard, Yale, all this stuff. So, and you live in this $1 million mansion and you think you can't be got to. Think again. Think again. You think that, a lot of these poor people and stuff, they're just not smart enough to get to you. And I know some of them have high IQs. And that's not what we're talking about. How smart you are based on your socioeconomic status. How rich you are. We are talking about mad men. Literal mad men here. The Candyman, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, that just happened to poor people in the ghetto. Wrong. It happens to rich people too. There was a very rich man in Russia. He was wealthy, very intelligent, high IQ. And he went and got seduced by this woman. Very good looking woman. It was a wealthy party. This woman was rich. She was rich. Rich woman, wealthy party. And who would have thought she was crazy? She slipped something in his drink while they were dancing. After that, all he could do was just sit there and eat until the day he died. How did he die? When everyone left the house, he poured gasoline down his throat. Because she was a mad woman. How do mad people get created? I'm about to tell you. It is because they had severe childhood trauma when they were a kid. Everyone has certain types of childhood trauma. It is a lot harder for an intelligent person with a high IQ to have severe trauma because at some point they realize they have this trauma and start working against it. Now, someone with a low IQ, they're more likely to have childhood trauma, but you ain't got to worry about them because they're not smart enough to hurt you. But someone with a high IQ that has a subconscious thought that is telling them to kill you, you need to watch out for. That's why I'm reading this book on David Koresh. Okay, so how did they get these subconscious thoughts? Well, when you're a child, your IQ is like 40. And so you're able to be fooled by adults. And even if it is 40, if you have a traumatic event happen to you, it will be a subconscious thought. Now, we already talked about how these do exist. Don't worry about that, but let's talk about consciousness. If I lose consciousness and you come up and draw, let's say I'm asleep, you draw pig on my stomach. It did happen, but I did not know it happened. Or let's say you come in here and you dance in a circle in the middle of my room and then leave. It happened, I just didn't know it happened because I was unconscious. That is what a subconscious is. Subconscious thought. You do not know you're thinking it. And so, let's say you have a subconscious thought against people with blonde hair, right? But you have a high IQ because a man with blonde hair when you're a kid killed your mother or did something crazy to you that you don't remember. Well, every time you see a person with blonde hair, you will hate them. Now, if you're smart enough, you'll figure this out and try to help yourself. But if you're very smart and you do not know it happened to you, and you have this subconscious thought, you could hurt somebody with blonde hair. Even rich people. That's how madmen get created. You have these people, they're rich. They think they're high society. They think they're smart, and they are. And they're right. They're a lot likely to be smarter than a person like me. But what they're wrong is that psychopaths and stuff like that do not always have a high IQ. Now, the average prisoner has an 87 IQ. But there could be someone very intelligent that would con you and kill you. Or very intelligent that just could just flat out just break into your house and shoot you. So that's why it's important to understand subconscious thoughts. You're not safe when it comes down to it. Nobody really is safe. Now, severe childhood trauma is like beating the fire out of someone like they do in some of these other countries. It happens in America too. All kinds of things happen all kinds of ways. You know, like a waterboarding them to make them hate people with blonde hair. That's what people do. They do that to their children and they send them out because they have a low IQ and they hate people like that. And then their child goes out and blows up the World Trade Center or the Twin Towers. Madmen. Now you have to understand that people like this exist so that you can be safe in this world. This is not a video to give you ideas to do things to people, because the likelihood of someone with a high IQ keeping childhood trauma their entire life is very slim. And what they're going to do is turn back and then throw in prison the people who gave them that trauma. It's just for people that are intelligent to keep themselves safe. Okay? Intelligent, enlightened, aware, all that stuff. Even though you are all that stuff, you still have to keep yourself safe. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.